So I promised Bree that I would put some recipes, new ones online, and today I'm actually cooking some chicken. When cooking chicken, I like to use a lot of different spices. You can't use a lot because if you use a lot, it's going to be too spicy and you won't be able to eat it. So what I do is I take a little bit of the seasoning. I usually pour a little bit in my hand if it's an herb, and I'll crush it with my fingertips and just sprinkle it over the chicken. Now I'm going to show you the spices that I use to cook with as I'm making this chicken, but I use them in a lot of stuff. The combination is really great. One of the best flavor combinations was in a song by Simon and Garfunkel years ago, and it says parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. But the rosemary, sage, and thyme is an awesome combination. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with that. Almost everything that I cook that is like a protein source, like turkey, chicken, fish, beef, I will throw some rosemary, sage, thyme, and usually some garlic powder, onion powder, things like that, or fresh onion, fresh garlic, either one. And of course I use all organic seasonings, but that is such a great flavor combination, that rosemary, sage, and thyme. I'm telling you, it's hard to beat that one on almost any dish you make. So I use all of these spices, and I'll just run through them real quick. I've got an organic sage, organic curry, organic turmeric. Everything's organic. Cayenne, ginger, some garlic powder. It's, again, organic. Thyme. And I'll use some herbes de Provence. That one will either buy it with the little grinder that it comes with, where you can just grind it in, or take a pinch and just crush those over the chicken. Just smash them with your fingertips, and it releases the oils in those dried herbs, and it makes it taste so much better when you do that. Slow cooker. It's Corningware, and it's got a covered dish with a glass lid, so I can see how it's cooking, and it doesn't take long. I put it on about 200, anywhere from 200 to 250, and I let that cook for an hour or two. And you usually can tell when it's done. You'll see that it starts to brown. Sometimes I'll take that glass lid off after about maybe 30 minutes, and then I'll turn the chicken over. I'll take a set of tongs and just quickly flip each one over, and then put the glass lid back on and let it cook for another half hour, another 45 minutes or so, and that should be enough. You don't want to overcook it, because then your chicken starts to get tough and it's not as juicy and moist and tender. When I do this, it comes out so tender, so moist, and it tastes so good. Again, you got to put just a tiny bit of each herb on there if you're going to use all these seasonings I have here. The curry really gives it a great flavor. The sage, the thyme, the rosemary, those are all just great herbs. You can put those on almost anything and it'll taste great. I always like to add a little bit of cayenne and paprika, because those give it a little bit of that heat that I like too. Okay, so I've got my chicken cooking, and I've got it set at 225, and I'll let it cook for another half an hour, and then it should be ready to eat, and there'll be a lot of juice left in that pan, which I save, because that makes great stock for like soup or stews or anything like that you want to make. You can save that and use it for, let's say you're going to make a meal tomorrow, you can use that same stock to make that meal. Okay? And so now I'm going to turn the chicken. All I do is just take a set of tongs right here. And now that I've got it all turned over, I'm gonna take some more herbs. I'll sprinkle herbs on this side of the chicken and put it back on to cook for maybe another 20-30 minutes, and that should be it. It should be done. And let me just end by saying a quick charge. I try to always end my videos with this. Love one another deeply from the heart. You know that love covers over a multitude of sins. And I would encourage you to today and tomorrow and every day of your life, think about the people in your life and what can you do to reach out to them in love. I love you guys. I hope you have a great night tonight and a great Sunday worship tomorrow. And I'll try to put a new recipe on every couple of days. I told Bree I would for the next maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I'll try to be pretty consistent in that. So I hope you enjoy this recipe and I hope you have a great worship service tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Love you guys. Bye-bye.